99% of Kenyans can recognize Mama Ida by face. And 99% of Kenyans cannot spend 5 minutes describing Mama Ida Odinga. So we'll try to demystify her by giving a brief history about her. First and foremost, I want to thank her for being open, especially after the death of Raila, about herself, about her dating days, and about her life. Well, she forgot something, but she's in a mourning period, so we can understand. She forgot to say that when she used to date Raila, they used to meet at Nairobi Dam. Used to meet at Nairobi Dam. When I was growing up, Nairobi Dam used to be a very good place where people used to swim. Yes, people used to swim in Nairobi Dam. And we used to have people with the boats. Yeah, it used to be called NSL, Nairobi Sailing Club. So they used to date each other at Nairobi Dam. Remember, there are some aspects of Raila's life that Raila never denied, but insisted that he would only come out publicly after he retires from politics. Of course, Ida knows almost everything. Of course, Ida will edit some parts of the story. Remember, in the Raila-Ida family, there must be some skeletons. And being a son of Jaramogi, Raila may have disclosed it even when advised not to. I want to start from her early days up to the time she is the family matriarch, that is the elephant of the Raila family. She was born in South Nyanza in 1950. Her mother, Rose Ayuya, was a lady of many fasts. Ayuya is a Luya name. She was a Luya. Oyuya. I could say ni kuwa sharp, eh? Yeah. So her mother, Ayuya, was a lady of many fasts. Please note that. Ida's mother was from Huisero, a Luhya by tribe. Huisero and Nyandaro have the same meaning, meaning the hide of an animal. Ida's mother was a paternal aunt, that is Shangazi or Senje in Kiluya, to Francis Atwoli, the trade unionist. So Atwoli is a cousin of Ida. Atwoli is a brother-in-law to Raila. Or is it a cousin-in-law? Little is known about Ida's father. Little is known about Ida's father, only that he was a Luo from South Nyanza. Back to her mother. She used to work in the medical profession. She used to be in the medical profession. I don't know in what capacity. And she is the first ever black African lady to open a bank account. She was the first ever African black, I'm repeating, Kenyan lady to open a bank account. When Rose Ayuya opened a bank account with the Barclays Bank, now it's called what? ABSA. When she opened a bank account with Barclays Bank, which today is called ABSA, at that time, no female Kenyan, African Kenyan, had a bank account. She's the first person to have a bank account. That is the mother to Ida. Ida got a Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of Nairobi in 1973. She got a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1970. I think she was teaching geography and something, can't recall. She married Raila in the same year, that is 1st September 1973. Most of her teaching life was at Kenya High School. I don't know about grading of schools, especially girls' schools in Kenya. But I don't think Kenya High School would be out of 5 best girls' schools in Kenya. When Raila was detained in 1983, remember they were married for 10 years. The government transferred her from Kenya High to a desk job in Jogoo House. This was to avoid her, you know, that is when Raila had been detained. So they got married for 10 years, and within the 10 years, Raila was detained. Then the government transferred her from teaching in Kenya High School to a desk job in Jogoo House. This was to avoid her radicalizing of young girls. It was alleged that she was being prevented from radicalizing girls. But you see, Kenya is different. If it is today's world or today's Kenya, she would have gone to court and the court would have ordered the TSC not to transfer her. So that is not me who's saying, it was what the government said then, that she was radicalizing girls. Later on, they were not satisfied. Still, they went to Jogoo House where she was and sacked her. Now, I want you to get this picture. Just before the August coup, 1982, just before the August coup of 1982, she was a teacher at Kenya High School, married to a senior person, I think Kenya Bureau of Standards. So they were getting fat salaries. And then suddenly, the husband is detained without trial. I have already recorded somewhere about house arrest and detention without trial. So suddenly, Raila is detained without trial. So no salary from KEBS, Kenya Bureau of Standards. And now she has been sacked from her desk job in Jogoo House. This is a family that was well off because a high school, she used to teach A-levels, geography. A high school teacher's salary was just a lot. And you have not talked about the salary of the managing director of KEBS. So those are two gigantic salaries. She has been sacked. The husband is now in detention. And she's now left with the duty of raising their children in a very difficult environment. Just before August 82, she was a teacher, as I said, teaching Form 4 and Form 5, geography. Her husband was a senior person and actually the managing director of Kenya Bureau of Standards, KEBS. So 2 fat salaries. Now, there is no pay with children to raise. Raise them as though she was either a single mother or a widow. If I were to meet her, I would go the extra mile to make her understand why even her closest friends and relatives fled from her. The best explanation It's like you are aboard Likoni ferry. You are aboard Likoni ferry, and then your best friend falls off the ferry and you don't know how to swim. If you try to pull him or her, 2 people will drown. So you keep your distance and let 1 person drown. Those days, even a suspicion that you are close to Mama Ida was enough for you to also to have the same problems that she was going through. So I do understand, and if I were to meet her, I would tell her, okay, she can still get this video, or she can even get advice from my colleagues who used to work with the intelligence. Anybody associating with her, even remotest, that person would be branded a communist and would have the same problems as she was having. So the best thing was to do was to keep your distance. As I said, little or nothing is known about Ida. But looking at her during the funeral, you could read a lot. It is obvious that she is a mother elephant. She controls everything. There is a lot of things that she must have influenced that time. Maybe the way Raila used to make jokes, which are some are even unprintable. I think with her harshness and strictness, did I say harshness? With her strictness, maybe you understand why she had no stepchildren. You could see that with the gaze of her eyes, you get the whole instructions. Those people around her, the way I saw, she rarely talks, but she's the type of a person who just looks left and right. And in the process, she has already communicated something, and people fall all over themselves trying to implement her unspoken word. One may be right to believe that her daughters are more militant than her sons. Yeah. Raila Jr. comes out as a Kibaki type of a person, a political gentleman, a person who flawlessly is affable. That is Raila Jr. The daughters come out as militant, aggressive, both of them. Before she had her eyes problem, Rosemary was such. After developing her eye problem, she became like her aunt, Wenwa Akinyi. Actually, if she stood here, one would think that Wenwa Akinyi is her mother and Raila is her aunt. She really resembles her aunt. Her militant ended coincidentally when she developed eyes problems. As for Winnie, even without her speaking, her presence gives the impression of a very strict person. As for Raila Jr., he is very welcoming, very gentle, that one is reminded of both Oburu and Jaramogi, the 2 people he really resembles. So I'm trying to say that Mama Ida is a background controller, somebody who scripts everybody, and you have to fulfill the script. And she only has to look at you for you to know that either it is your turn to speak or you are going beyond your script. But we have to understand also what she went through, especially from the time she left in Kenya High, went and became a single earning parent at the desk in Harambee House, and a few months, not Harambee House, Jogo House. Then a few months later, she was jobless. She had to control the family and whatever. We only hope that, of course, she has a lot of Raila secrets, and at the appropriate time, she could disclose them. Some of us have, but some informations are better when it comes closer to the source. God bless you, and God bless Kenya.